Shalom and welcome back. This will be my last video for about 2 or 3 weeks while I go on vacation. There are many other videos on Chabad.org that I refer you to in the weeks ahead. This week's Torah portion is a very curious portion, the portion of Shalach, which is read in outside of Israel. In Israel, they'll be reading the Parsha of Korach because of the discrepancy between Israel and us during the holiday of Shavuos. In any case, Shalach tells a very unusual story about spies that were sent by Moshe to the land of Israel to spy out the land before the Jews were about to enter the land of Israel and to see what's there. What type of people live there? Are they ferocious? Are they dangerous? Will there be any opposition to the Jews coming and conquering them? It's curious because God promised the Jews that there would be no problem, that the Jewish people would be able to conquer. And it really showed a lack of faith on the part of the Jews when they went into Israel. They came back, and 10 of the tribes came back with very bad news, very disturbing news, that the land is filled with giants live there and we'll never be able to conquer it. And it'll be very difficult, very hard for us to conquer it. And then they use a very unusual expression. They say it's an Eretz Asher Ocheles Yoshveha, a land which consumes, which literally eats up its inhabitants. What does that mean, a land which eats up its inhabitants? The commentaries explain that what this means is that the spies had a very idyllic, angelic existence in the desert. Miraculously, their food came from heaven, the manna. They were not ill at all. They were able to devote the 40 years in the desert completely to Torah study and to learning to be a Jew. They had no jobs. They didn't need any jobs to exist. All their clothes were completely dried and cleaned as they wore it. Everyone was completely healthy, and there was no blindness, no need for glasses or anything like that in the desert. And they came to the land of Israel, and what's going to be? The spies thought, well, things are going to be different when we go to the land of Israel. We're going to have to work over there. We're going to have to toil, and it's going to be hard. We're not going to be able to spend our time so much in spiritual pursuits as we did in the desert. And this is perhaps why they were concerned about it. It was a land that eats up its inhabitants, means that we will be completely consumed with work and with tilling the land and harvesting and planting, and it'll take us over completely. The land will consume us as opposed to being able to spend our time in more spiritual pursuits. And this is something that bothered them. Why was that a sin? Because the idea in Judaism is not to spend all of our time sitting and learning Torah day and night, but rather to work and to be involved in the physical world and to raise up the physical world and make the physical world into a place of holiness. That's our job. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Not to be angels, but to be human beings and to raise up the world and to make it holy. That is what we're supposed to be doing. And that's something they didn't want to do. Because they were so close to Hashem, so close to Moshe, and they loved Moshe so much, they knew that when they entered the land of Israel, Moshe would not be with them anymore. He would be gone from them. And this is something they couldn't bear. So they were good in that sense, but really they were very misguided. They didn't realize that really what they were supposed to be doing, the whole purpose of existence, is to be on the land and to work the land and to do that type of thing. And that's really what we're supposed to be doing as well. Our job is to exist in the physical world, but at the same time to raise up the physical world and make the physical world a dira b'tachtonim, a dwelling where God can dwell. I want to wish you all a good Shabbos. This coming Shabbos, we'd like to wish a Mazel Tov to David and Mazal Gez on the occasion of their wedding, which they just celebrated yesterday. And we're going to be having Kiddush in their honor, and in honor of Bernie Baruch, who just came out of surgery. We want to wish Bernie a refuah shalema as well. We look forward to seeing all of you this Shabbos. We're going to be joining together in University City with the Sephardic community together and joining all together in davening. It should be a beautiful davening all together, both tonight and tomorrow. Davening tonight is at 7:45. Candlelighting is at 7:43 in San Diego. I want to wish you all a very good Shabbos.